All right. It is 4:02 big block Chevy o'clock right now. Meaning, we're gonna start actually assembling this. Okay. Boom. This is where we're at. Got everything installed, everything ready to go. I just have to make sure that everything is clean, and then we will be installing the camshaft in this thing. Oh, ouch. What does that mean? What is hip? Huh. Essentially, we're gonna start trucking on this thing. There's nothing standing in the way now because I bought the cam plate that I was missing originally. I called a bunch of different places. The only place that came through was Baxter's Auto Parts, which is a rad place if you haven't gone in there. Boom. That was holding us back a little bit. So we got that. I got a puller for the crank sprocket that you just saw. And yeah, let's start building this engine. What do you say? So I can get this out of the way, so I can get this into there, and then get this out of the way. But mainly because truck burnouts, you know? So the reason that I brought you guys here is because we gotta talk about cam stuff. What I mean by that is cam specs. So this is a pretty mild camshaft. It's truck. It's gonna be, I want it to be torquey. I want it to make really good power. I want to either tow the vet to the track with this thing, or be able to pick up a rig that I broke, or to pick up a new rusty pile that I want to bring home because I just can't seem to get enough of projects. So that being said, relatively simple camshaft, not a whole lot to it. Duration at 50 on this camshaft is 219 intake, 219 exhaust. Lift is 286 and 286. Lobe separation angle is 110, and I believe that these are ground on 4 degrees advanced already, so technically it's 106. Yeah, 485 lift, 268 at the tappet. So, like I said, man, that's like not even a ½ inch of lift. That's not much, but what it's gonna do for me is create a really good base motor. It's gonna create really good middle of the road numbers. If I want to take this engine and do something else, I will know how it feels with right in the middle of the road. If I want to try and make more torque or more horsepower, how I'm going to manipulate it from there, because this is a very simple, like, base, run-of-the-mill, not run-of-the-mill, but yeah, whatever, run-of-the-mill, sure, we'll say that. So, those are the cam specs. Which means, time to throw the cam. Not exactly level, that's annoying as shit. Whatever, okay. Heavy, heavy. Oh, I'm stoked, okay. And here's my janky handle. I know this stuff is like not ideal for your skin / hands / cancer. So if I had gloves, I would have worn gloves. I ain't one of those dumb guys that's like, hey, I'm too tough to wear gloves. I've done that for years at work. Construction shit. When you have like a 1/4-inch chunk of oak go through your palm, yeah, start wearing gloves. Mr. Tough Guy. Then he make a sound. I was like, ooh, don't want to do that again. Anyways, camshaft's in. I'm gonna unbolt these and then get this cam spun. Let's throw this timing chain on. I very frustratingly am taking this apart because the amount of slack. I'll tighten this back up and show you guys. So, as you can see, a pretty crazy amount of slack in the timing chain. Apparently this happens when you get, apparently sometimes this happens when you line hone your block. I don't know. God damn. Can't catch a break around these parts. This block was line honed. Hi, Lincoln. Come here. Come here. Hi, buddy. Hey. So this block was line honed. It's a Saturday. Cannot call my machinist. I cannot order parts. I'm just gonna stop where I'm at. Order the right parts. I have to get a timing chain that I don't know if it's gonna end up being, 5 thousandths under or 10 thousandths under or hundredths. I forget what they size those in. I think it's probably hundredths. But yeah, I got to figure that out. I don't have the right measuring tool to do that because you're supposed to measure top of the timing gear to the bottom of the timing gear and then do a bunch of math and then you can figure out what you need, but I don't have the right measuring tools to measure down to the thousandth over the course of 9.5 inches approximately. So it is what it is. I might just end up, if I can't really get a good answer out of my machinist or whatever, I might just order 2 sets, one 5 under and one 10 under, and go from there. But with that amount of slack, I want to say that it's pretty freaking long, but how do you know without measuring? So that's where we're at. So next time you guys see me, I will have a new timing set, and who knows, maybe we'll actually get somewhere. Yeah, no, my handwriting is terrible. If you guys ever wanted to see what $300 in timing chains looks like, here you go. So, last time you saw me, I was sitting right here, just like this, almost this exact same spot, going, I f***ed up. Your engine being line honed is a pretty important thing to know about. The reason I say that is because, like you saw very recently, I had so much slack in my timing chain, I accidentally jump roped with it when I was trying to rotate the engine. It was pretty alarming, to say the least. That thing skipped so many teeth you would think it was a hockey player. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty tired and I'm running on nitro cold brew. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't matter though. We're here to do this right. And I'm going to explain really quick why there's such a terrible echo in here. Just kidding. I'm going to explain really quick with my fancy whiteboard why a line hone fucks everything up. This is terrible. If you came here for art, you made a mistake. So, really rudimentary drawing here. Obviously, it's this exact situation. So what a line hone effectively does is changes the center to center measurement by shaving a little bit off the bottom of the main cap. So if you were to take one of the main caps off, this forwardmost main cap, and you shave a little bit off the bottom, what that's going to do is shrink this area, right? Because this is sliding up. So when this slides up, it is shifting center line of this up as well. And then when they line hone it, usually the material comes off of the top portion right here, making this, shaping it in an upward fashion. They punch it through and everything moves up. When that happens, your timing chain is stupid. Not gonna lie, I bought that whiteboard for another purpose, but that works out great. So, I didn't know that this block was line honed, and now I do know because I messed it up and I ordered $300 in timing chains. And now we are going to see, you saw how much slack there was before. I'm gonna give you guys a really cool insight here. Part of why I ordered these two timing chains is I didn't know how much slack would be taken up by a minus 5 thousandths. Yeah, I didn't know how much a minus 5 thousandths timing chain would take up that slack. There was a lot of slack in this engine, so I ordered a minus 0.005 and a minus 0.010 timing chain. Meaning I have two different sizes, two smaller sizes, and I'm going to step it up, boom, boom, each time. They both have the same lower crank sprocket. Literally the timing chain is just shorter. I will show you guys how much slack it takes up roughly. I don't have an exact measurement for that, but it will give you guys a visual and kind of help if you're in my situation a couple days ago when the chain was super slack and I was like, I don't know how much slack is gonna come out. I don't wanna order one that's way too small and then try and lock it in, and it's a nightmare to try and lock the thing in and tighten it up. So like, is it even gonna be possible? Is it gonna be a huge pain the member? Yeah, so I'm gonna do this while I still have any mental faculties. With all my marbles together to an extent, I'm gonna throw in this timing chain really quick. The first one, which is minus 0.005, and see how tight that one actually is. I'm suspecting there's still gonna be definitely some slack because I had, if you remember, if you recall, which hopefully you do because it was not very long ago for you guys, probably over a ½ inch of overall slack in the timing chain. I suspect it's gonna need more, but let's throw the smaller one in and show you guys what we got. Say whatever you want. I'm always dealing with terrible things for my body, so I got gloves. I wouldn't have gotten these gloves because it looks like I'm about to make a sandwich for everyone, but that's what I got, so that's what I'm gonna use. Make fun of me if you want. I don't care. Eat it. Oh my goodness. That's tight. That's like really tight actually. Oh my goodness. Oh dang, I nailed that shit too. Hey. Well, never mind then. Oh, gross. Never mind then. That's good. That's it. That's mint. Man alive. So if you guys look, there's like not, I'm squeezing that really hard to get any sort of play in that. I'm gonna call that good. And because I'm gonna call this good, I'm going to take this off, make sure that it is timed correctly, because if I crank this, this will spin that way, so I could possibly go another way. Another timing mark. Right now I have it set at 2 degrees advanced because this keyway gives you a bunch of different options in where to advance your camshaft in 2 degree increments, which is really, really cool. So, hell yeah, figured that out. That's donezo. Mint. I'm gonna take this apart, actually put it together. So I'm gonna Loctite these bolts and do the cam lock-in plate. I'm dipping this chain. Let's do it. As you guys can see, that ish is done. Booyah. Done. So, that is all installed. ARP hardware. Advanced 2 degrees, so you can see it's in the advanced 2 degrees on the sprocket. And that is the timing mark on the cam sprocket. So, look at that. That's expensive. So, that means this is done. Timing chain is correct. There's like no slack in that thing. That's perfect. As far as I'm concerned. For my level of quality, that's perfect. That means that the next time you see this engine, because I need to edit this to get it ready for tomorrow, like in like 8 hours, next time you see this engine, it will be timing cover on, oil pump, oil pickup tube on, oil pan, cylinder heads, valve train, valve cover, intake manifold, in the truck. Slap it all back together. I don't know how far I'm going to get in that next video, so maybe I'll just wait before I get ahead of myself. Once again, I appreciate all you people. Take it easy. Don't work too hard. And if you do, make sure it's doing something you love. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.